Welcome to JuSan Gaming, and return back to Dota 2 right here. And of course, more specifically, we return to analyze another victory replay of the minigame Underhollow. And since we have discussed already Underlord, Weaver, and then Bristleback, it's time for me to discuss a hero that's solid but not that good in this specific mode. And more specifically, I am playing a Slardar. More specifically, a core Slardar. I really love to play core Slardar in the actual Dota 2 pubs because he has talent trees to really specifically scratch that itch. Like 25 damage more, but I'd rather go for the health regen. But of course, you have the bash damage, 50 attack speed, very good with the bash, and of course, let's not forget plus 15% bash chance. Although I thought we're going to go for the level 25s in this specific game mode. So I think it's time for us to start the story of my Slardar victory. So my teammates are Dragon Knight and Venomancer. We are a solid team of two AoE stunner, a chaser, very good AoE altogether, especially if my teammates have pretty much good utility. Venomancer can even ward for us.
God, I really hope this match
he has good AoE. DK has good AoE in his Dragon Flames and ultimate, and I have a good AoE stun, and of course anti-invisibility and anti-armor. So basically, look, we are going to easily dismantle usually the very slow room of the troll camp because we have good AoE. We keep smashing the house while we just AoE the trolls. And of course, we both have stout shields because we are not dumb. Same cannot be said for the team of Underlord and Faceless Void. So here's the situation. The designated tank has no stout shield, and I think this Faceless Void just up and left, so they are forced to use him really badly. So basically, this is basically a 2v3 by this, basically a two-man Underhollow team by this point. So our other enemies are Lion, Mirana, and Sand King. This usually, this is actually a kind of smart. They're not even close enough to be attacked by the trolls. And of course, an unusual team with a Wisp. Don't bother using this. And a very powerful team of Axe, Juggernaut, and Invoker. Razor, Chaos Knight, and Shadow Fiend. And of course, really, people love Huskar, because if all the games or the clashes are early, Huskar most likely will win. And this is basically pretty much a very fight heavy team. Abaddon, I really don't know the real pronunciation of that name. Of course, Troll, the 1v1 king, and of course Huskar, the cheese to end all cheese. So we have the situation that Dazzle, Medusa, and Centaur are very close to us. As in very close to us. We are one door away. And Medusa actually tried to attack this, so I saw that and wanted to see if we would have wanted to fight this, but nope, not yet. So right now, the team that has an AFK Faceless Void are really struggling. It's actually very impressive how long they survived. And here we go. We are in the second tier, and we are in rooms that don't have any barrier between them, so clashes will happen sooner or later. Oh boy, here we go. First clash of the game. This Huskar wanted to buy at the store, but pretty much we would have lost if I had I forgot who dropped the dynamite, but the dynamite pretty much won us that clash. We could have lost. Let's check who dropped it.
And the blood spills.
Okay, I'm sorry, I failed to see that again. Okay, I have that. Okay, so I dropped that because I knew that that was a bad fight and we wanted to disengage. But they went all in, and basically that ended them because that immediately killed off Huskar and Troll. See, we were losing until they didn't stop us. Boom, dead. Even with a sniper hitting us from the back, this is an over fight. We were so, yeah, pretty much. We could have still lost because look, they were. I mean, I think the centaur was afraid of engaging us. They cannot see what was happening below them. And of course, our DK was pretty much smart enough to aggro the sniper away from me so I could revive our Venomancer. Still,
My thanks.
these guys could have re-engaged. I have no idea why they wanted to. I think they just wanted us. They wanted to backstab us from there. But we were in no condition to fight. We were buying salves so that we can heal up. And basically, the clash never happened. These guys are far away, and these guys do not want to even fight us right now. So, while all of that was happening, the whole clash fight, well, another clash was happening on the same time. At the same time. So, these guys have finished off their fight faster, and they are in no position to take a clash. This axe is ready to go. He's just healing up with a salve, and he wants in. Juggernaut has an Obelisk Slash ready, I think. Yeah, they got Razor immediately, so he was erased. And Chaos Knight still, they don't have any salves ready, so it's over. They're going to despawn Razor. And despawning a teammate pretty much is a very huge power gap. And it's over. This Chaos Knight is alone and failed or didn't bother to kill the ward. When you're fighting against a Juggernaut, prioritize that ward. Even if you think that one attack can kill Juggernaut, it won't. This heals for percentage. So pretty much they're just despawning every teammate of Chaos Knight, and Chaos Knight went back to his whole base to get a salve for his last hurrah. Which won't ever happen because 1 versus 3. Do the math. And it's over. Boom. Of course, Underlord has basically remotely used Faceless Void now as his second melee. Both of them not having any Stout Shield. All three of them are melee. Even PA has no Stout Shield. Someone buy a Stout Shield. Seriously. Always buy a Stout Shield. And in a future fight, you will see the importance of immediately respawning or resurrecting your teammates. So here we go. There's going to be a three-way fight between these teams and my team. Basically, I backstab that guy so that this fight is not going to be any fair to any team. And of course, we're just going to eradicate everything in our path because they have used their ults and important spells on each other, and we're free to just engage and clean up. Let's just recap that whole fight first before everything went haywire. Well, that's still too late. Let's just go back a bit further. So they are weakened because Anix went out of nowhere and just weakened this Mirana to high hell and the whole team. Of course, these guys want in on it. They're so weak. And the Brambles are of course staying forever. So there's really no good... Yeah, they took the Bramble attack. So Centaur wants in. I saw these and want in as well. So I got Centaur. He was running away. I backstabbed. Now there are 2 versus 3. Ultimates are gone. As well as, of course, Sand King's Epic Center. I have no idea. Did Lion... Yeah, Lion... Lion used his Finger of Death on Centaur. That's why we are all in a good position to just clean up. And these guys... And we are despawning every single one of their teammates while he eradicated Mirana. Of course, Lion still thinks he can win by dropping that dynamite, but we're tanky enough. And sooner or later, this ulti will run out. I think he just suicided because he stunned and went here. Or he just suicided because he knows he's dying. He'd rather let his, shall we say, treasures be out of safety. So right now, they are really just struggling. A 3 melee team, 2 players only, and no stout shields. So these are now... This basically... Let's go back a bit, shall we? Just to see what was happening. So they are clearing this up, while of course this team is ready. Oh, here, this is where the importance of immediately resurrecting your teammates comes to hand. If you're a tank and you have used all your abilities and you're not a right clicker, rest your teammates. See, Tidehunter just used that ultimate, used all his abilities, and he is not resurrecting. See, look, Axe is resurrecting his teammates, basically removing any handicap. Another resurrection, they cannot stun this Axe and he keeps resurrecting. So slowly but surely, the one that was supposedly losing is now winning, because this Tidehunter doesn't bother to resurrect his teammates. He didn't resurrect his fellow teammates who... Oh yeah. As Tidehunter, why would you resurrect Io? I think that's the main problem of this team. They have an Io. Well, it's over for them, and this is basically a non-team by this point. So 2 remaining teams are left. And that's the whole problem. We're not even halfway there. And there's way too many deaths in this game. So pretty much from here on out, it's going to be a farm fest for these 2 teams, including mine, of course. And while these guys try to survive as much as they possibly can to not be caved in. Problem is, they're going to fight a room that keeps on resurrecting each other if you lack the DPS. So basically, this is their death. We might as well just try and watch this because, I don't know, nothing's going to happen to them. There's no range. They can't even zone these guys. They're all melee. So just look at the items. Solid items. But I think... Yeah, I think Face Boots is a bit better for you, because there's no lack of healing or you don't roam enough for the tranquil boost to be worth it, in my opinion. That's a good amount of stick charges. Of course, he's going for the Ags, Rush Ags, and wisely, Juggernaut went for the Blade Fury, I mean Battle Fury. Our team is about going to go to the more dangerous Inner Sanctum, a Blink Dagger for DK, Armlet, Mjolnir. I went with Echo Saber and Shadow Blade, and of course building Cuirass. I really want both tanky armors, the Initiation, and then of course a lot of attack speed in order to bash my teammates to death. Ghost Scepter next, very good. Also a Veil. Man, this Venomancer is rich. Richer than both of us. And of course, this Nyx has the audacity to backstab us while we are busy killing the Lord of Oblivion. And I think this is the problem with this team. They're already solid. Why are they staying near the very edge? They should have went inside further because of that. I'll show you in a minute. They had the chance to kill us because we were about to encounter one of the more dangerous, or the most dangerous in my opinion. Yeah, there's no progress in this team. We're about to encounter Earthshaker, the most dangerous room in this entire game, and we almost lost it. Because we can't bash or stun this Earthshaker. I think he's permanently cannot be stunned? Oh yeah, he can be stunned. I was just unlucky with my bash procs. Let's see, look at here. This is the normal fight against Earthshaker if you don't have a silence. It's pure hell. And this basically him 1v1ing in and just zoning him using the wards. One single mishap can have led us to die. Because look, ugh. He almost died! Oh, our hearts were racing by this point, and we could have died if the Invoker team went further and further so that they would interfere against us. But this is what you get when you don't rush. I mean, when you don't have enough speed to go to the center. Why do you go into the center? Of course, really great loot at the cost of risky backstabs, but most importantly of all, the safest room in the entire map. This is basically the last room if everything else caves in. It's a high ground. You can see the whole 4 areas here if you stay here. So pretty much if you rush, you get the prime spot. Oh yeah. And basically what happened was Underlord died and PA cannot resurrect him. So he just suicided. He disconnected. PA disconnected in the cave-in and suicided. So basically, that's where their team died.
Well, look who's come crawling back.
Oh wait, he just DC'd. Never mind. But this team is taking their sweet ass time that we are able to plan. Think of our actions for a long time. We thought of engaging this. We don't want to engage this again. Jeez. But of course, we were hearing them on the other room. I think not. But we have enough time to think about our items. This is basically my final item, I think. Of course, I still have enough stick code dynamite. Tukuras, I should have just told him that there's no need. But this is basically what happens when you don't have a stack. Venomancer went full defensive items for magic spells, mostly the hood. But he's tanky. And of course, here comes the bride. Da, 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 da. So, here's the thing about this. The whole 4 chambers. I think there's a gem effect because they knew immediately that we were there. And of course, I think it's because these minions, I don't know if it's the minion or the room itself that has the gem effect. So we can't go straight here and immediately initiate because we are going to be counter initiated by axe. So we use the stick of dynamite to just my stick of dynamite to just try to gank them from the back while they were busy trying to initiate against here because they think that we're still here. So I use my Shadow Blade, forget about the Pangoliers, and just since he is very very weak, I went directly to Invoker to just make it a 2v3 immediately. And we won. Instead of going for the Juggernaut, I saw, because we have a ward here. We saw how important that ward is and saw who the weaker part is. Invoker went straight to him. We don't care if we get Omni Slashed. We won because of ward. Who bought the ward? Venomancer. I think he's the MVP. So guys, I think that's enough for enough analysis for this Slardar victory, showing the importance of course, Stout Shields again. Good initiation. Good. I mean, when do you put your stick of dynamite in a clash? Mostly when everything's hectic and you're losing. That's basically your divine rapier. Use your stick of dynamite when you're losing. Because the troll team was so bloodthirsty, they just up and died. They didn't even care that there was a dynamite there. They were too focused on killing us because they were winning. And of course, the importance of immediately resurrecting your teammates as the tank. If you're not the DPS and you have used all your spells, your initiation spells, just try to prioritize resurrecting your core. And of course, let's not forget trying to gank the other team when they're too busy fighting the Lord of Oblivion, you know. So guys, that's it for today's episode. Hope you've enjoyed this specific analysis, and I think the next Underhollow analysis will be that of my Luna game. The problem is I have 6 wins on Luna, so I gotta pick and choose which one's the best for you to watch. I'm going to look into what matches is not easy peasy lemon squeezy. So guys, thank you for joining me in this Dota episode, and see you guys next time.